Jai Hind children. In the previous video, we have seen that the introduction of the chapter life processes and the introduction and the definition for nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion also we have seen in that video. Now we can move on to one of the life processes, and it is the most important life processes, that is nutrition. And what is autotrophic nutrition and the points related to photosynthesis, all these we are going to discuss now. In the lower class itself, you know that why we are taking food, because we need energy for various activities, isn't it? So even though we are not doing any activities, we need energy because some of the metabolic processes that are taken place inside our body. So we need energy. From where we are getting energy? The food we are eating, from there we are getting energy. These are the components of food: carbohydrate, protein, fat and vitamins. So these all are essential for our body in order to release energy. These components are called the nutrients. Now we can study about what is nutrition. It is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. So what is nutrition? Once again, it is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. We have studied there are mainly two types of nutrition. One is autotrophic mode of nutrition and another one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now we can study the detailed processes involved in the autotrophic mode of nutrition. So autotrophic nutrition is the mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substances. And these simple inorganic substances are carbon dioxide and water. Then autotrophs are doing this process by another phenomenon called photosynthesis. Then what is photosynthesis? It is the process of synthesis of carbohydrates. Synthesis of what? Synthesis of carbohydrate with the help of carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight in chlorophyll of the leaves are called what? Photosynthesis. And you have to study this equation also. It's a very important chemical equation. 6CO2, that means 6 carbon dioxide plus 12 H2O, 12 water molecules gives rise to what? C6H12O6. What is this? This one is the glucose, or we are saying as carbohydrate, glucose, plus which are the byproducts? 6 oxygen molecule plus again 6 water molecules. So which are the products of photosynthesis? Glucose, oxygen and water molecule. So which are the raw materials of photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and sunlight. Before going to the detailed process of photosynthesis, first we need to study about structure of a leaf. A typical leaf consists of a leaf lamina. This region, that green colored region is the leaf lamina, or we can say as leaf blade also, leaf lamina. And in the mid region you can see that there is a midrib or a main vein. This region is the midrib or main vein. And from this main vein you can see that large number of small other veins are present. Smaller veins from this midrib region, numerous smaller veins are also arising. Veins. And in this midrib region, suppose if we are cutting from this region, this region, we can see that there is upper surface consists of phloem tissue, and in the lower surface there is xylem tissue. These together constitute vascular bundle. These together constitute vascular bundle. Leaf, it consists of large surface area. So what is the purpose of that large surface area? In order to absorb maximum sunlight. And that is about the structure of a typical leaf. And one more point is there. This leaf consists of both in upper surface and lower surfaces. There are many stomata are present. Okay. So that's about the structure of a leaf. Next is cross section of leaf. Here, when we cut the leaf, and we can see that different structures inside it. There are upper and there is a lower epidermis. And in the upper epidermis, you can see that there is a waxy coating on its surface. Waxy cuticle is present in the upper epidermis is present. And here you can see that numerous rectangle shaped cells with nucleus and vacuole, and there is a lower epidermis. In the lower epidermis you can see here and there small openings. These are the stomatal openings. Epidermis. So where we can see stomatal pores more in the lower epidermis, and below the below this stomatal pore you can see that air spaces are there. Air spaces. And here you can, in between the upper epidermis and lower epidermis, numerous elongated and somewhat oval shaped cells are present. These all are parenchymatous cells, and these cells are together known as mesophyll cells. And mesophyll tissue consists of spongy parenchyma and palisade parenchyma. So once again, in the in the cross section of leaf, we can see that there is an upper epidermis and a lower epidermis. In the upper epidermis, there is an outer waxy cuticle is present. In the lower epidermis, numerous openings you can see, they are called stomatal pores. And below the stomatal pores, air spaces are present, because you know that through the stomata, plants are taking gases, isn't it? So that air spaces are present in between these spongy parenchyma, and in the spongy parenchyma and also in the palisade parenchyma, you can see that numerous another dotted structures. These are an important cell organelle called chloroplast. So inside the chloroplast, a green pigment is present, that is called chlorophyll. And this chlorophyll is present where both in this mesophyll cells, that is in palisade parenchyma and also in the spongy parenchyma. That is the structure of cross section of a leaf. Then now we can study the details of photosynthesis. Then which are the events occur during photosynthesis? Mainly 3 events are there. The first step is absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. So you know that chlorophyll, they are present in the chloroplast. They absorb light energy. That is the first step or first event in photosynthesis. Then second step is the conversion of this light energy to chemical energy. What is the second step? The conversion of this light energy to chemical energy. And another important step is also here, splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. Splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen, that is the second event in photosynthesis. And the third event in photosynthesis is reduction of this carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. These are the 3 events occur during photosynthesis, and study the same in the same order. But these 3 steps are need not to take place one after the other immediately. For example, in desert plants, you know that their stomata are closed during daytime. Why? Because in order to avoid the transpiration, excess amount, otherwise if the stomata are open, then more amount of water or excess transpiration will occur. So that in desert plants, the stomata will close during daytime and that stomatas will open only during night. You know that if stomata will open, no, then only they can take carbon dioxide through that. So, in desert plants, they take up carbon dioxide during the night time. During the night time, that is when stomata is opened in desert plants during night time. So that at that time they take this carbon dioxide and prepare an intermediate. And this intermediate, when this will act upon this chlorophyll, this intermediate is acted upon by the energy absorbed by the chlorophyll during the daytime. The photosynthesis will complete in desert plants in 2 times. That is, carbon dioxide is absorbed during night time and they prepare an intermediate. Then this intermediate will act upon this chlorophyll when? During the daytime only. So these are the events in photosynthesis and the photosynthesis in desert plants. Then these carbohydrates are stored in plants. In which form? Stored in plants in the form of starch. Plants, they utilize some of the energy as that is carbohydrate and some energy is stored in the or carbohydrate is stored in the form of starch. But in animals, they utilize food material and some food materials they stored in the form of glycogen. So which are the essential elements of photosynthesis or raw materials for photosynthesis? They are the carbon dioxide, then water and sunlight and chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, these are the essential materials for photosynthesis or raw materials for photosynthesis. Then one by one we can study how this carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plants. In which way? This carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plants through stomata. So I already told that these stomatas are present where? Stomatas are present on the surface of the leaves. So both in upper surface and lower surface stomata is present, but in the lower surface more number of stomatas are present than the upper surface. Upper surface less number of stomatas are present. So carbon dioxide is absorbed through their stomata. Then water. From where water is absorbed? Water is absorbed from the soil by the roots. Water is absorbed from the soil by the roots. And other minerals are there. Other materials are also present in the soil such as nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and magnesium is also needed for photosynthesis. These nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, magnesium etc. are also absorbed along with the water molecules from the soil. Then in these materials, nitrogen is an important one. So why it is very important? Because this nitrogen is an essential element for the synthesis of proteins and other compounds in plant body. So this nitrogen is very essential element. Why? Because it is needed for the synthesis of proteins and other compounds in plant body. Then this nitrogen is, you know that plants cannot absorb this nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. Then how they are taking this nitrogen? This nitrogen is taken up by in 2 ways. In inorganic form such as nitrite and nitrate. Either in the form of inorganic compounds such as nitrites and nitrates or in the form of organic compounds prepared by the bacteria from atmospheric nitrogen. So by these 2 ways, nitrogen is taken up by the plants. Now we can summarize the topics that we had discussed today. First we discussed about what is nutrition, and in that we studied about the nutrients also and which are the components of food etc. Then we studied about autotrophic nutrition. In that autotrophic nutrition, in that we studied about photosynthesis, and the events in photosynthesis. Then we studied about the raw materials needed for photosynthesis. Raw materials needed for photosynthesis. Then we studied about in desert plants, how photosynthesis occur in desert plants. And after that we studied about the structure and cross section of leaf. So these are the main topics we covered in this video. And read the text very well, repeatedly read the text, and all these points are in your textbook, and note the main points. Then write all the question answers that is given as homework. Then once again, Jai Hind to all, and thank you.